Yo, what is going on, Bates? Back again with another video, and today we are going to cover the pretty well solid pay-per-view Money in the Bank. For those of you who haven't seen my predictions, if you want to, feel free to check it out. There will be a link in the descriptions. Take that, take a good look at that. Come back here and listen to the results, or if you're just here for the results, just to get it over with, thank you for coming here. So anyways, we're going to go right into the video. We're going to review the show, the pre-show, and to the original show. Nothing about the post-show because probably no one gives a damn. So anyways, let's get started. So in the pre-show, Michael Cole interviews Daniel Bryan, telling when he'll come back, any other stuff. Daniel Bryan said he will be 100% when he's ready for it. As of right now, not ready to compete, stuff like that. Bo Dallas comes out and says, oh, you can't climb the ladder, you can't get the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, but you can climb to the ladder of life. Daniel Bryan mentions boner, which I thought that was a little cheesy, but it is what it is. And then does the generic Bo leave, which probably came from the NXT arena. So after that's said and done, the first match of the night to kick things off for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, the Usos versus the Wyatt family. And this was a solid, not solid, a great match. We had both, well actually all men, flying in and out of the ring, doing crazy spots, and it did get me on the edge of my seats, or on my seat. I wanted the Wyatt family to win. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. Usos come up victory, retaining their titles with a double splash, which was very cool for a finish. So after the match, we have a backstage promo of Dean Ambrose, which probably would be one of his best promos he's ever cut in the WWE. He says that he will rip Seth Rollins apart, and he has a decision between case or face. Not turning face, because he already is a face, but Seth Rollins is face. So he says, why not both? I will win the Money in the Bank. And I thought that was an amazing promo. Dean did a great job on it. The setting, absolutely on spot, and everything just mashed perfectly. So next we have the Divas Championship, Paige versus Naomi. And honestly, this was actually a pretty solid match for the Divas division. I saw some great spots by Naomi, and I believe that Naomi can be one of those divas that you should take an eye of. You got like Paige, Natalya, Charlotte, and more other NXT divas to watch. But Naomi's a really eye-opener. She can do moves that other divas can't risk. We saw in the pay-per-view that she did some high-flying moves. If you guys were watching pay-per-view, there was a little botch between Paige and Naomi on the top rope. Looks like Paige was going for a suplex, but a little stiff landing outside to the ring. But in the end, Paige became the victor. Surprisingly, no interference by Cameron. And for me, I sort of marked out to Paige's win. The finish was something I did not see coming, which was a cradle DDT applied by Diva, and I was somewhat screaming about that. So we now have a filler match in the pay-per-view. Adam Rose versus Damian Sandow. Obviously Sandow in one of his goofy costumes or whatever. This time he comes out as Paul Revere, and nothing to say about it. It's probably like a piss break. I only watched it just to see Adam Rose's entrance. Pumps me up and such, but Adam Rose wins the match, obviously. Basically, that was somewhat of a squash match. So now we kick into the Money in the Bank ladder match. And probably this is the highlight of the night. This has got me going bananas. On the edge of my seat once again, screaming like a girl, overreacting to stuff. That's when I know this is a good match. So we got Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, RVD, Kofi Kingston, Dolph Ziggler, and Jack Swagger. All of these men matched up perfectly. We saw a lot of ladder spots into the mix. What I saw there, which was probably a good, maybe I'd say the spot of the night, was Seth Rollins taking a bump. I believe he was getting back body dropped by, I don't remember who it was. He lands on a ladder. Okay, so the ladder right there in the middle, and you got that bridge ladder which connects the top rope and middle of the ladder. Don't know why my light flickered for a second. So Rollins gets back body drop, hitting the ladder, which ricochets up, and it looks like that the back of his head hit the side or the edge of the ladder, which that did get me cringing a bit. He might get a concussion, probably not, but we'll see from that. Other than that, it was a breathtaking match. I really wanted Ziggler to win. Unfortunately, he didn't. So in the end, Seth Rollins wins by the interruption of Kane, which I thought that was pretty bogus. I wanted to see Seth Rollins do stuff on his own, but it seems like he can't do it yet. He still needs help. It's like he still needs the diapers before he can take a dump on his own. So Rollins wins the Money in the Bank, and now he is the official Mr. Money in the Bank. And I'm actually not that bad with it. Rollins, Mr. Money in the Bank, sure, we'll see where that goes. I thought they'll have him feud with Ambrose, not win him the Money in the Bank, but we'll see where it goes there. So we got another filler match for the night. We got Goldust and Stardust, the alter ego of Cody Rhodes, takes on Ryback, and Curtis Axel debuts a new attire, which seems a little too strange, I would say. He now debuts, not overalls, a wrestling singlet, commemorating his father, Mr. Perfect. I think right now Curtis Axel is just living under his father. He's only here because of his father. That's the only thing that's making him noticeable. So anyways, nice solid tag team match. Stardust and Goldust get the victory. And I'm actually really interested seeing where that tag team goes. Alright, so let's get on to the next match, which is a mid-card match, a filler. We got the American Big E versus the anti-American Rusev, accompanied by Lana. Now, if you want to get my feelings about this feud, I would say, take a look back at my other videos. Take a look at the 3 superstars who would feud with Rusev. I give my thoughts on the Rusev and Big E. Not that pretty. So anyways, let's get right into it. Big E coming out with the American flag, being all patriot. Rusev, Russian flag, yada yada yada. So this was basically the big man's match of the night. Big E pulling off some, I guess, stunning moves besides the spear that he's been doing off the apron, landing right out of the mat, and it seems that Big E landed right at the top of his head, coming down right like a missile, spearing Rusev, and it did leave an impact to both of those superstars. So it looked like Big E was dominating most of the match. Rusev able to pick it up, being in the driver's seat, applying the accolade, and we thought it was over. Big E looked like he was getting out of it. USA chants were going, crowd was roaring with patriotism, and Rusev able to get the better grip and applying the victory. So now we continue on seeing Rusev's dominance in the WWE. So next match before the main event, we got Summer Rae versus Layla, with the special guest referee Fandango. Fandango supporting a new attire. If you check out his Instagram, he did post his attire. Basically, it just says girls, girls, girls all over his pants, along with, he had a very, very sparkly referee attire, and I thought that was very interesting for him. Didn't know he liked that many sparkles. So anyways, it was just a typical Divas match, nothing special about it. Layla picks up the victory, kissing Fandango right in front of Summer Rae, and leaving victorious. Not just a match, but with her man. Alright, now let's get into the big money. Let's get right into the main event. WWE World Heavyweight Championship ladder match featuring John Cena, Bray Wyatt, Sheamus, Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, Alberto Del Rio, Kane, and Cesaro. Now, this match, I did not see it go better than the Money in the Bank match we saw earlier. That was probably the greatest match of the pay-per-view. So anyways, it did have its spots. We did see some blood there, not some, but a lot of blood coming from Randy Orton, which took a little bump on the head by a ladder, which really busted him wide open. So anyways, Roman Reigns picking up some good spots as well, spearing Kane right under a ladder, doing that special drop kick he does on the apron to Del Rio, turns around, runs, hits Bray Wyatt right on top of the announce table. I thought that was very interesting. Not that many special spots that are memorable. I thought we would see a Cesaro swing some point. Unfortunately, we didn't, so that sucked. Speaking about Cesaro, looks like he's going to be on the injury list for a bit. If you haven't seen the pay-per-view, he tweaked up his knee as we got the ladder and the ladder bridge applied. Cesaro on the bridge, I believe it was Bray Wyatt, swipes him down and tweaks up his knee. And looks like he's going to be on the injury list as well for Cesaro being in a beautiful spot. Orton trying to get Cesaro off the ladder, swings his leg out, so Cesaro's going mid-flying like a squirrel, hits him with the RKO, and I thought that was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful spot. And it looks like that Orton would win thanks to Kane holding the ladder, Cena coming out of nowhere, applying the AA to Kane, brings Orton down, AA to Orton on top of Kane, climbs the ladder, and we got your new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Now, I don't like the ending. I like the pay-per-view overall. Very, very good pay-per-view. Got me on the edge of my seats a couple times, but that one just probably bored me to death. I wouldn't say bored me to death because it had some great moments in there, but, you know, didn't really make me surprised, I'd say. So now John Cena becomes a 15-time world champion in his records, probably going to beat Ric Flair in his record right now, as he is the 16-time. Triple H and Stephanie McMahon in disbelief, and Cena walks out the arena as your new world champion. Now, my thoughts of the pay-per-view: great, great match card. Loved it. The matches right off, they were great, very solid, got me out on the edge of my seat, made me scream like a girl. That's when I know it's a good match, besides the main event. Highlight of the night definitely is the Money in the Bank ladder match. Seth Rollins wins. No complaints for his victory. The end result of that I do have a small complaint with, but nothing too big. So if I rate this out of 5 stars, I would give it a nice solid 4. It had its outstanding moments, and it had its down moments. So anyways, give this a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the pay-per-view just like me. Comment down on what you think, who should have won instead. I want to hear your guys' opinions too, and be sure to hit that subscribe button to hear more on the WWE news and results like that. So I'll see you guys next time.